The city of Chicago is known as the Windy City. While the name comes more directly in spite of its politicians known for being full of hot air, it's also stuck because of its literal interpretation because of the high winds in Chicago. Today we've got both hot air and high winds, except this time from the Coca-Cola of Kokomo Indy Elite Series drivers who are pushing the limits around Joliet's Chicagoland Speedway and who all think they're the best, but they're the one that's poised to take home a champion. But with last week's wreck-filled race in nearby Detroit still fresh in everyone's minds, perhaps there's still little work to do, 150 laps worth tonight at Chicago. Kyle Heyer alongside Tom O'Gorman for round number 6 of the season, 150 laps from this 1.5 mile speedway. Chicagoland, a home race for us here. Tom, not too far away, right across the street from Autobahn Country Club. Tonight, though, the 1.5 mile oval, round number 6.
Hey, Kyle. I missed you guys last week at Detroit. Sounds like I missed some interesting racing, but happy to be back this week here at Chicagoland, like you mentioned. Newly a home race for us, and finally, breakthrough for Adam Blocker. Picked up his first win of the season after being right off the top step a number of times this season. Can he continue it?
And for race number 6 of the season, the SYM TV 225 is green, 150 laps. And we're racing from Chicago. Lap 1 is complete. Henry Bennett's the leader. Adam Blocker slots into second, then Brian Carey third. Doc Stouffer now for 4th and 5th. And behind them, still double wide, 3 wide as everyone tries to get sorted out. This is real tight here. That's Trevor Greenfield on the outside. Aaron Ruff's in the 26 behind him, and Robert Maleshka in the 91 on the inside lane. Andreas Ike's going to go higher.
Man, that slingshot into 1 on the top of the racetrack is just, it's just wild to see the speed differential between the cars. Oh, big shuffle.
That was the 15 of A.J. Burton. They had a bit of a touch there coming down the back straightaway. Here's a look at that from up above. On the inside, was that the 26 car? Yeah, right there. Just gets loose and just tags him. That could have been a big one there. Time to gather the back up. Here comes that 88 car up to the outside groove. And
yeah, with the pit stop from Ike, that promotes Jason Brophy to the lead pack on that high side. It's still just Adam Blocker and Henry Bennett running at the bottom. Things getting a little more interesting through the top 10, though, as drivers changing lanes down the straightaways. Brophy goes high, almost gets a look to the lead, has cleared Bennett, and is starting to bring Adam Dock with him.
So front 3, Burton, Pavelski, and Showen, then Andrew Kinsella, who's fighting from the tail of the grid after his EOL. Is going to stay out another lap. Spin, crash, Burton sliding. Caution is out right in the middle of the pit stop sequence. That traps a handful of cars a lap down.
Oh, it took all 3 of them with it. Burton and had the spin, but Pavelski and Showen both had to avoid.
Let's have another look. Burton out of turn 4. He's going to grab that apron too early and straddles it for too long and goes for a spin. And the other drivers around him had to bail out of pit lane because they cannot enter pit lane when pit road is closed. Now, if we ride on board again with Pavelski, we should have a pit light on the left-hand side of the screen, so you should be able to see pit lane. No, it does not have the fancy new lights yet that iRacing has implemented, but he bailed it, and he will not get a penalty because of that. So that was good, smart thinking by Pavelski to see that happening and bail off a pit lane. This is going to shake things up, though, mid-pit cycle here. We're out of the outside groove. You're just going to get shuffled backwards. So it's almost like you have to stay up there to survive and keep your spot. But then you get to the front, and it's just not as effective. So it makes you wonder, what really is the advantage of going up there? Is it as much as we've seen earlier? Because I think that advantage is beginning to die off. Halaba struggling, but this is also what we saw Andreas Ike run into earlier, is you kind of hit this wall of air, and there's not really anywhere else you can go from here. So Halaba might have to try something different if he wants to move forward, but he might be content right here for now. Or I guess to make it to the end, the farthest anybody could go is about 45, 46 laps from what we've seen so far, which would mean a pit stop at what, lap 104-ish? Would be the latest you could go, but that's a whole other 20 laps from now. I just don't, you're not going to go that, so you're going to have to make that pit stop soon.
Yeah, I think that was a really, potentially a really good call from Brophy to pit early. They realized how much they were running flat out. There's almost no opportunity for fuel saving.
But the reason why Brophy was in trouble is because of this. As he came out of pit lane, watch what happens here, Tom. He's under acceleration at the exit of pit lane. And spins
Whoa.
out. That is why he lost all that ground, as he had looped it. He was below the white line, so the caution didn't fly.
Wow.
But that would explain why he's now 2 laps down. And that strategy might have worked, but now he's got a big hole to dig himself out of.
Yeah, it sure does. And honestly, these drivers would have to, everybody in the field would have to go past up to 50 laps on this run. So Kinsella, the green on the high side there, and Tony Schowen, the white car in the background, are the last 2 at the front that have not made their pit stops. The Ray and Matt Kingsbury pair pit about 10 laps ago. They're running in formation 3rd and 4th.
Whoa, there's Tanner Watkins spins and caution.
I think he was just clear of the white line, so that's going to bring that caution out. And maybe that is that what Jason Brophy needed?
Maybe it'll help him at least 1 lap. But the problem is I don't think we're going to see a lot of people pit. You see, there's just a simple, easy loop for the 24. No one's going to pit here, I don't think, because you still can't make it, and you just already came to pit lane. So
would he get a rave around?
He won't if everyone stays on the racetrack. So have everyone on the lead lap has to pit for that to be eligible.
He's got a very good chance of them pitting because Kinsella and Schowen, who are leading, are both right at the end of their windows. They've got to be running on fumes at this point, having completed 46 laps each on this run. And we got the green flag with 52 left to go in the race. And I was kind of wondering if anybody would be ballsy enough to make the call to try to do it on no more stops, but I really don't think anybody's going to pull it off.
It's just trouble behind it. There's a spin, and it's Andrew Wood, crash, caution. And now we've solved our fuel mileage issue almost.
We sure have. That's going to throw a big strategy wrench into everybody's day. The other car involved, I think, is Adam Dock, who had just been dealing with that penalty, so bad to worse for him.
Yeah, I think it's going to start. 99 gets in the wall, and Wood just can't slow down.
Yeah, caught the safer barrier on entry. There's a 3rd car.
You see the piece of debris go over the fence.
That 3rd car was Andres Ike.
Was it the 76? Oh, yeah, it was. The 76 car. Here's a look. That's huge for he's the points leader coming into the night, and it has been bad to be the points leader lately in IES. Oh, just caught it at the end, and that car is destroyed.
Lifted and didn't want to do anything to make the car spin. He just couldn't change lanes fast enough. So now 2 of our top 3 in the championship are out. Philip Kraus, look at him.
Whoa. Oh, that's trouble. Oh, the 15's going to get turned in front of the field. Caution out, crash, and they're going to pile in. Big crash on the front straightaway. The other car involved. Wow.
Kraus and Bennett both involved, and now they really collect a bunch of cars at the back of the field. So now all 3 of our top 3 in the championship are out of this race. This is still kind of a repeat of last 2 laps.
So, correction on my statement from earlier. The white line, the apron on the front straightaway, is not eligible to be used to pass cars, except for the last lap.
Oh, because why not? Let's make things interesting. Well, speaking of interesting, Kingsbury gets loosens up. Blocker, I should say. Got my words mixed up there, but that was a really hairy moment between Matt Kingsbury and Adam Blocker. Kingsbury gains some advantage and really stacks the field up with that exchange.
And it certainly did. And now we've got 5-10 cars all on top of each other. I should clarify, only eligible coming to the checkers, so not on the white flag lap. Look at Tony Schowen going up the outside 3 wide for a moment, and he is running in 7th.
Kinsella picks the spot back up, nearly 4 wide again for the top 4. Ooh, that was close between Brophy and Holaba.
Look at the run Brophy's going to get now. He's going to go 3 wide with Holaba in the middle. Squeeze on exit. No, there they go. Trouble. Matt Kingsbury going to slam the barrier, and we're going to crash. Caution is out with only a couple minutes left, and there's a whole bunch of cars junked. Holaba and Matt Kingsbury crashed.
Very sparse field down into turn 1. Nearly half the cars out of this race, but Kingsbury might have pulled the trigger a little too soon. He started very close to the back of Pavelski relative to the rest of the cars around. Kinsella is the one with the slingshot, 3 wide into 3.
Here he comes up on the outside, but he's not going to get purchased. Jason Brophy's coming with a head of steam. Does he have enough momentum to do anything with either of these drivers? 3 wide again. Kinsella goes for the spot. All the way on the high side of the racetrack. Can he carry the momentum? Brophy's got nowhere to go. He's going to go try to make it 4 wide. Going to squeeze up the outside of the 14 car, and they're going to touch. Brophy's hard in the fence, and everything that he's just worked for is gone.
Well, we mentioned that we were flirting with 4 wide and thought it would go south the moment we looked at it. They were using all 4 lanes on the racetrack. The racetrack is not straight anywhere. Now a spin from Kingsbury. No way.
Crash, and Stouffer's involved with it. He's going to pirouette down the turn 1 and 2 area.
Did that happen after the caution came out? Maybe he popped off the throttle?
I think that was the cause of the caution. I don't think. And that 14 car's got a huge head of steam. Here he comes. Can he clear the 75? Not quite. Oh, he almost did, and he has. Andrew Kinsella takes the lead out of turn 2 and drives ahead of the 75. Now Pavelski's got to respond. They'll have a lap to do it.
Schowen is really working the high side too to try to get through Blocker. Blocker washes up really quickly in the middle of the corner through 3 and 4. Pavelski trying to repeat the same move. He doesn't have the same run. I don't think it's going to pay off for him.
White flag, 1 more to go. Bit of a bobble there. They touch. Here comes Blocker with a huge run on the outside. Can he go to this top spot? Oh, he downshifts. Bit of a hip check here. Now they're going to go dead even into turn 3, but here comes Blocker. 3 wide. They're going to touch it in turn 1, or turn 3 rather. Side by side through 3 and 4. Coming back to the checkers. Matt Pavelski, Andrew Kinsella to the line. They're going to touch. They almost crashed across the line. I think Pavelski got him. I think Pavelski got him by 0.02 of a second. Unbelievable. By 0.02 of a second.
It was quite tongue-in-cheek 20 minutes ago when I said we would beat the all-time record for closest finish, but we sure did. Matt Pavelski, which I'm very impressed and happy to see that the 75 takes the win on the very last lap there. Kinsella did everything he could.
Would you look at that? 3 drivers within 3.5 hundredths of a second. And Pavelski's going to steal it. He got run down and passed, and they were banging tires coming back to the finish. That was some NASCAR stuff right there. 0.02.
That's incredible. And Adam Blocker almost got there, 33 thousandths to first for him.